The 2017 Seat Leon FR. A car manufactured by Germans and designed by some drunk blokes pissed upon beer in Spain. What could possibly go wrong? Turns out it's nothing much. In fact, it's possibly quite the opposite. So enough waffle, let's review this car and see what it's like. But first off, I want to give a big shout out to the owner of this car, Ogden, for kindly lending it to me for half the day. He's just bought it second hand as well, so it's as new to him as it's new to me. I'll leave his handles in the description box below. Make sure to go give him a follow if you want to. So back to the review. And the Mark III Seat Leon, when it was first on sale, came in 3 different variants. First, you had your 5-door hatchback, which is this one. You had an estate variant, and finally you got a 3-door hatchback as well, which you don't see many on the road. Seat also only made coming up 4 generations of Leons, and it all started off in the late 90s / early 2000s when they decided to merge with the VW group. The Mark I Leon that was born from this was the coolest hatchback of them all, as it was the pinnacle of German engineering with a bit of Spanish import. And this kind of, so to speak, foreshadowed the future of the Leon, excluding the Mark II, as that was complete shite. Moving on to the exterior design, well, I actually think it's pretty cool. Boring way to describe a car, I know, but Seat have really brought back the game with this one. I'm sure many of you remember the horrendous looking Mark II Leon with that awful slope-like design. I'm just glad they have chose to go down that path and decided to go back to the drawing board. Seat could have made improvements when they first facelifted this car, for example, giving it a sportier rear bumper, but unfortunately we can't have everything. And now we move towards the front of the Seat Leon, and the reason I'm here is because of these headlights. As cool as they look with its sleekish design and its little quirky feature that says Seat lighting on the headlights, these cause massive amounts of glare on the road at night, killing other road users' vision. But if I'm honest, who really cares? Other nitpicky bits on the Seat, the front of the Seat, is the LiDAR sensor, the radar sensor even, is just too obvious. It looks really bait, if I must say, and the honeycomb vents are fake. In terms of the boot, well, there's plenty of space in the rear. You can fit relatively a couple of suitcases if you want to. There's plenty of tethering points as well on left and right. However, the boot lip is quite high, so it might be a pain to get stuff in and out of. But the bit that strikes my interest is this parcel shelf, because underneath it you get this strange square pattern, and I don't know why it's there. So can someone in the comments section down below let me know why this is like this? Now it's time to talk about the interior, and it's pretty much standard Seat in here. You get some analog dials and a 5 or 8 inch infotainment system, depends on which model you go for. Obviously the lesser model gets the 5 inch. Never thought I'd be saying this, but I think the 5 inch infotainment system will seem kind of small. So I would definitely, if you are looking for a Seat Leon, try get one with an 8 inch infotainment system, as it will make a huge difference. In terms of the small things, you get some LED ambient lighting on the door cards, and they match the exterior of the car. They are pretty cool. However, the volume knob is also a on and off switch for the infotainment system, and when you twist the volume knob, the symbol for the on and off switch also rotates. I could see this might bother some people, but you know, each their own. In terms of the plastics in here, they are starting to wear out, I guess, but it's good condition for the time being. If you do opt for the F1 model, you get some sporty elements. So for example, a flat bottom steering wheel with some red stitching, nice sportier seats with some great side bolstering, and a leather armrest. In terms of the rear seats, well, there's actually plenty of space in here. You would think because of the stance look that the Leon has, it would eat into headroom, but it doesn't. I've got plenty of that. And leg and knee room as well. There's plenty, there's more than I need in the rear seats. So it's pretty comfortable in the back. The door handles as well, they're slightly different to the traditional door handles, but that's not really interesting and that's a different topic. So I think I should shut up and we should go for a drive. pretty much like a spruced up Audi A3 or VW Golf. Some may say it's less refined than an Audi A3. I think you may need to rethink your decision, because the Audi A3 that most people buy, I'll just bring up a picture right here, looks so dull, and it's the base models, and you don't get the quality in Audi until you start buying the RS products or the S products. The seating position is so low in this car, and that's a great thing if you're into your sportier cars. The FR model as well, it's basically identical to the S-Line model in Audi, and in the FR you get lower suspension. Sometimes that could be slightly firmer, but who really cares? You get less body roll as well, which sometimes you do notice when you go around corners, as it has better control. Also, I've just noticed when you have the infotainment system off, you get a clock displayed, and you have choices of 4 different clocks, which I will pop up a little video right now and show you how cool it is. I think the 3rd clock is kind of pointless, you can't really tell what the time is. Don't know why it's there. This is also the first time me driving a car with a DSG gearbox, an automatic, and it feels way nicer than any other gearbox. It's very, very responsive as well. The gearbox, when you do downshift, it's pretty much instant, like that is super quick. The upshifts as well, obviously this is a turbocharged car, 150 PS. You do notice the turbo lag, but the gear shifts are absolutely instant. The steering and handle, it's pretty direct, I've got to say, but in terms of the most you're going to get out of these types of cars is what type of tyres you're using. This car's on budget tyres at the moment, so I can imagine it's pretty slippy in the wet. I'm not going to test that today, obviously. The mirrors on this car are pretty small as well, they're pretty narrow, so you can't really see much out of it. The C-pillars, I can't see anything out of them, but I'm guessing that's compensated by the rear view window, even though from the outside it does give you that illusion that you don't think you're going to see much out of it. You actually can see a lot, and it feels like it's flat, so I guess that's a positive. In the FR model you also get a driving mode option, and there's Eco, Normal, Sport and Individual, which is great. I wish more cars had that individual setting, because I would love to have the suspension nice and soft but the steering nice and tight. Other cars don't offer that, but this car does. The 7-speed DSG as well, although it feels amazing, I would go for a manual, just for the sake of going for a 6-speed manual, because there won't be any more manuals anymore, and it's good to remember the heydays when we all had manuals. Obviously I need to stop saying manual a lot in this sentence. I've just noticed whilst driving the dash as well, it's soft touch plastic, which I thought, you know, Seat would go for the hard plastic option, but they haven't. So it does feel nice up here. On the sides as well, and I think it's got this weird rubbery cloth effect. The price for these cars are also one of the best features about them, because they're not that expensive. This one's about, I would assume, 11, 12 grand, and that is so much car for so little money. Think about a new Fiat 500's, God knows how much, 15, is it 15 odd grand? I would rather choose this. You can get a Cupra for 15 grand. Why on earth would you not get that car and get a bloody, you know, something else? I don't know. And this is a new car as well. 3 years old, 67 reg, think about that. Must have depreciated a hell of a lot, probably, God knows, 10k in 3 years, which is quite a substantial amount. But these are cars at the end of the day, they're not appreciating assets.
So there you go guys, that's the review of the 2017 Seat Leon. I hope you did enjoy this video, but I've got to say, Seat or VW Group, they've done a great job with this car, better than I expected, and I even considered buying one before I bought the Civic. If you are a car enthusiast, you will enjoy this car. In fact, Seat came out with a Cupra version for their 5-door
and they're 3-door as well, and then the Estate, of course, and they do come in 6-speed manuals, which of course everyone loves. But that's it from me. Hope you enjoyed, and see you later on.